What's up, viewers, subscribers, and agents alike? It's your boy, Luciferian Prince, coming at y'all once again. Welcome. Glad that y'all have been watching the videos lately, and as of late, I try to stay as current as I can on certain topics that I wish to discuss for the benefit of the general public. For those who view my channel, thank all of y'all who have newly subscribed. For those who YouTube has been unsubscribing, it is not my fault. And I will say this in this video, if at any chance you do watch my content on my channel, please make sure you hit that notification button when you subscribe. That way, whenever I upload, you can get all the videos, you can get the latest scoop, and you won't be left outside the loop, okay? There's no sense in me having all these subscribers and for some odd reason, YouTube shadow banning. And it's not like I'm doing anything wrong. But then again, when you live in a society like we do today, where censorship is the most important value to keep corporate greed going, then yeah, I kind of get it. But as far as that is concerned, if you're watching this video around children, please remove them from your immediate vicinity, as my videos are not for children. Now, I'll also say this, because I do talk about legal certain circumstances on my channel. This does not constitute legal advice. The sole purpose for the information I'm prescribing is for informational and educational purposes only, which is also protected by the provisions of the First Amendment of the Constitution for the United States of America. So, with that being said, let's cook. Now, I know a lot of people over the years have had people tell them, don't go into court. Let me tell you why that is an error on your behalf. Because if you do not represent yourself in your proper capacity, sui juris and propria personam, that totally nullifies the whole jurisdictional argument that a lot of people would try to raise. Sui juris and propria personam means that you're asserting common law. Okay? So let's start there. So before you go in there arguing anything, let it be known for the record. That's why I tell people you always must say, for the record. So let's not get this misconstrued, because only you can solely be the individual who makes sure that your court proceedings go as planned. Okay? So when people tell you don't go to court, they're setting you up to get you a bench warrant, and they're going to arrest you. I don't care what it is. It could be a low-level misdemeanor, like an unpaid traffic ticket, or it could be something of a higher degree, such as a felony. Okay? So don't let people trick you into telling you don't go to court. Go to court. But you have to go to court under these pretenses. Number one, I'm here by special appearance, not general. Okay? Let it be known for the record. I'm here by special appearance, not general. And number two, this is the thing that you have to understand. Let's just say hypothetically, for instance, you go to court for your first appearance initially, okay? And they say, how do you want to plead? A lot of people will try to get you to misconstrue to say basically, well, I'm not going to plead. The court will often enter a plea on your own behalf. This is what you must do, okay? You must accept the contract under common law. Now, how do you do this? Let's just say you go for your particular initial appearance, the invitation of sorts. And they ask you, how would you like to plead? You already introduced yourself, sui juris and propria personam, blah, 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 which basically keeps the administrative realm from infringing upon your personal rights. Because sui juris and propria personam lets them know I'm going forward as a natural person. So I'm not going forward as an okie doke to be a accommodation party to your contract. I'm going sui juris, common law. So, is it good to plea? Well, animals plead for their life, but let's just say plea is just nothing more than just a formal term of saying, how do you wish to go forward to resolve this matter? Well, of course, you're always going to say not guilty, right? Not guilty. You know what I'm saying? Never, ever, ever plead guilty to anything unless you've done it. Now, if you did it, that's a different story. You can't get out of that. If you did it. Now, natural law going to kick in. It's going to be like, nah, you can't get around that. But if you didn't do it, and there's not an injured party, not guilty. Now, why do I say this? It's because you have to understand that you must bring the judge to their judicial position, not administrative, like they want to go off. You must bring them back to their judicial impartiality. Now, how do you do that, you may ask? Well, last time I checked, every judge takes an oath of office. Correct? Correct. Because you can't be a sworn official underneath the state constitution and the Constitution of the United States to sit upon the judiciary if you did not take an oath of office. Now, what you would do prior to going to trial or whatever is you put the judge on notice. And this is why it's called oath of office for officials. Affidavit by notice. So now you're placing everybody on notice. That goes for the prosecution, that goes for the judge, and that goes for clerks and everybody who swore to uphold the Constitution, that this is going to come out in the best of my favor. Now, what do I mean? Every judge has an oath of office filed on public record. You know what I'm saying? Everyone. If they don't, then they don't have. If they don't have one, then they don't have the right to determine themselves, to even make a determining factor on the outcome of a case. What you must do is you must give them an affidavit by notice, because superiority of affidavits according to canon law means affidavits support nothing but the truth. That's it. And what you would do is you would actually go to the county recorder's office. You will obtain that judge's oath of office who is presiding over the case. And then you will draw up an affidavit of notice by notice. And then you will attach the affidavit to the oath of office. And then you would present that to the judge and say, for the record, your offer of contract is hereby accepted, being venued under common law and not being used in a foreign cause number, which is the case number, which is a foreign cause. So in other words, you're putting them on notice. Sui juris propria personam. I wish to accept this offer, being venue under common law. Strict emphasis on common law. Strict emphasis. You see what I'm saying? And the only people who are actually allowed to participate in the outcome of this case are those who have the material interest to seek relief upon which relief can be granted. That's it. Simple as that. So you go down to the county recorder's office, the county clerk's office, you get that judge's oath of office. If indeed they say they don't have it, it is fine. It is up to the judge at the time of the trial to present it to you. If they don't, you still put them on notice with the affidavit. Now, I know a lot of people going to go against the grain because they're so used to the government being tyrannical, but you put them on notice by affidavit. And that's in less than 9 minutes. Once you put them back in the judicial capacity, that means that by that oath of office, but that's evidence. 99.9% of people that go to court never ask the judge for their oath of office, nor have they ever furnished a copy of it. See, when you furnish a judge with their oath of office, they know you done did your homework. You done did your homework. But you just go in there administratively and you just say, well, you know what? I just want to go ahead and resolve this. I'm going to plead guilty and just take probation. It is not your job to accept the principal obligation of government. It is not your job. As a judge in their capacity, if you look up the word constitutor in Bouvier's Law Dictionary, 1865 edition, constitutor means he or she who swore by a simple pact, i.e. oath of office, to pay the debt of another. And this is always the principal obligation. It is not the people's responsibility, unless you hurt a person or their property. That's a different story. But it is not your responsibility to pick up the public's liability. Period. Now, if you hurt somebody or their property, then that's on you. You got to deal with that. But if it's a victimless crime, such as a traffic infraction, such as missed child support payment, so forth, whatever, if it's a victimless crime, you shouldn't be prosecuted for nothing. But they're not. Are they going to tell you this? No. And a lot of these individuals, these agents will be like, well, they're going to do what they want because you let them. Every man is independent of all institutions formed by his fellow man without his consent. Should not be bound by any institution. You must give consent. So when you give consent, in this instance, I'm giving consent in the instance that it's common law. That's means it's open for everybody. The thing that most people don't understand about court proceedings, they don't like certain things on record. Well, I don't care what you don't like. My obligation to myself is to make sure that I come out of this as a natural person unharmed. Period. And I'm not going to accept the principal obligation. I'll accept the contract under common law, but I will not take the liability. And that's less than 12 minutes. I'm just running it down to you. Simple. You go get the judge's oath of office, which is on public record, because they're a public official. It's public. You go get their record, you go get that oath of office, and you serve them. See, if I put it on record, I served you that you have an oath of office, that means you have to look out for my best interest, which is what you were supposed to do as a public trustee anyway. That's facts. But a lot of people won't understand that because they're too scared. And to be honest with you, you shouldn't even be upon this journey anyway if you're afraid. See, this journey takes you to be able to assert your sovereign right. Not sovereign citizen, like some people would like to say, sovereign right. Your natural born birthright. That's what you're here to assert. You're not sitting here saying you're above the law, but the law shouldn't be above you neither. Do you get what I'm saying? The law should not be above you. If they're a servant and you are the shareholder and the trustee in it, it's your job to keep them in their place. It is not their job to do whatever they want. No, the power is in the people, not them. But until you understand that, forever in slavery shall you remain. Simple as that. It is the people's job to keep these people in power. We vote them into their positions. We keep them employed. Gainfully and meaningfully, although ignorantly, but we do, as a population of people. As a population of people, we keep them gainfully employed. Why? Because we gave them positions for them to switch the principal obligation onto us. So we vote for our own damnation. You didn't know that, did you? I bet you know now. Bet you know now. And I'm telling you, it's very simple. You have to hold them to that oath. An oath is a pact. A pact is a contract to be obligated to serve the people. It's not the other way around, people. And until you get that through your thick fucking skull, it's never going to change. It's never going to change. They don't have as much power as you think they do. You only give it to them because you give them consent. There's people probably watching me right now in prison that sent themselves there by their own consent. No evidence, no nothing. The burden of the state was totally taken off of them because they took a guilty plea. A plea does not constitute guilt, people. A conviction of a jury by your peers constitutes guilt, because that meant facts had to be proven. A plea is a plea. A conviction is a conviction. They're not the same. So for all the people that's in prison and in jail, I'm sorry for you. But most of y'all signed your way in there. Y'all people that's on probation, misdemeanor probation, and so forth and so on, sorry for you. You signed up for it. You accepted the principal obligation. Let it be a lesson learned. And for those who haven't been in that situation, don't sign a damn thing. The moment you sign anything, it's a wrap. That's all they want, is that signature. So they can shift the burden of the public liability on you, and they can reap the benefits. That's why they call you offender. Now let's break the word down. Off-ender. You at the end. So who's the beneficiary? The state. The state secures the trust, monetizes the actual prosecution, and you go to jail. Next, run of the mill. People, you have to make it stop. They're not going to stop. I'm just letting y'all know that right now. They're not going to stop. As long as they can keep you aloof to a lot of what's going on out here in the legal society, they're never going to stop. Forget about it. But I'm just letting you know, as a sovereign individual, not a sovereign citizen, no such thing. As a sovereign individual, no. I know my capacity. I know how far out you can take it. You can do all the intimidation tactics you want. That don't mean nothing to me. As long as I don't consent to it, don't matter. And if I do consent to it, just remember, affidavit by notice, I consent to it on my terms. Simple stat, y'all. Stay tuned. Got a surprise for y'all. Something you probably never heard about before, but hey, sometimes you gotta leave a little cliffhanger. Like I said, when you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit the notification so every time I drop a video, you kept inside the loop. It is what it is, y'all. Stay tuned. Peace, light, love. See y'all soon. Agents, fuck you. I'm out.